So, what's up, guys? Today is the 14th of December 2025, and I'm gonna be taking you through this weekly technical analysis of the 15th till the 19th of December. So far, so good. The month is quite good, despite many people saying that it all depends on how you are trading. So I believe last week it was quite slow for some few days. Then again, when you get into Thursday and again Friday, the market started moving. So it's up to you to position yourself again on these different pairs. And without further much ado, we'll get started by having a look at the fundamental analysis. And then again, I'll take you through the technical analysis. So if I reflect back, I believe most of our trades are in profit. And now for this week, we're just looking at if we can still capitalize on the next opportunities for this week of the 15th till the 19th. Because again, probably from next week, the market may slow down, at some point. Then January we have a great 2026. I'm looking forward to that that year, man. If you're not prepared, the year has already started for me, so it's up to you to just position yourself. So anyway, so let's have a look at the economic calendar and see which of those data we anticipate to see high volatility in the market. And again, we can position ourselves well. So tomorrow being on Monday, I don't trade on Mondays, but we have medium impact news on the euro and again the Australian dollar, the euro, the pound, and the New Zealand dollar. And again during the New York session, we do have very high impact news. And when you look at Tuesday, we still have very high impact news on the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar medium impact news, and again the pound. You can see we have medium impact news that are focusing on the employment change. These are the hard and unemployment rate. That is very high impact news. And when you look at still during the last session on Tuesday, we do have medium impact news on the euro. And during the New York session, we do have very high impact news. So I don't know what is happening. At some point now, the NFPs keeps on changing because previously it was happening each and every single the first Friday of the month, but now you can see it's happening on the 16th and it's a Tuesday. Quite wild. So we having the non-farm payrolls, and again that's the NFP. So that will be quite an interesting day. Being a Tuesday, it will be quite an interesting day. Very high impact news, quite madness. I'm looking forward to see madness happening on that Tuesday. And I'm looking forward to see the dollar. Hopefully, it will continue being bearish, giving opportunities to some of these major pairs continue being bullish. So when you look at on Wednesday, we do have very high impact news on the pound, but they are focusing on the inflation rate. And again, on the euro, we still have very high impact news, focusing on the CPI. And again, during the New York session, we do have still retail sales focusing on that's during the New York session. Very high impact news and still some. Okay, I'm not trading oil, but it's quite. I believe since this last half, oil has been quite slow, so I'm not focusing on it much. And again, on Thursday, we do have very high impact news on the pound. Again, it's only on the New Zealand dollar, medium impact news. I'm looking forward to the New Zealand dollar continue heavily bullish because we are looking forward to see the dollar continue being bearish. And now when we get down to the pound, you can see we have very high impact news that is focusing on the Bank of England interest rate decision. And again, the euro, we have that interest rate, the European Central Bank interest rate decision, very high impact news. And still, this week is madness. I'm telling you, madness. You have Thursday, you have very high impact news on that are focusing on the CPI. It rarely happens that whereby you have the NFP and the CPI at the same week. Crazy. This week is gonna be mad. Many people will make money, some will lose. So we look forward to be part of the people who will be making money. So you can see that this is gonna be a crazy week. It's not a moment to play around. So despite those people who are saying that you shut down your laptop and if you haven't made money, you can make money still. So on Friday we do have, again, I don't trade on Fridays, but I believe probably we'll be having some running trades. If we'll be in profits, we'll still hold those trades and break even. But again, you can see we have medium impact news on the New Zealand dollar and again on the euro. And still on the euro, we have very high impact news. This is the German consumer confidence. And again, the pound, very high impact news. So it's going to be, and still during the New York session, very high impact news. So you can see from Monday, from tomorrow, Monday, very high impact news, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's gonna be a crazy. It's up to you not to position yourself. And so, without I've discussed much on that, and you have now understanding that those are the days we are looking for to see high volatility in the market. And now we need to position ourselves in some of all these different pairs. So let's get down to the technical analysis. I want to be quick first on now on the technical analysis because nothing much has just a few changes that have happened, probably based on also from the previous week. So from the previous week, I remember we had been discussing, we were looking forward to see the dollar continue being bearish. Again, this current area, we have been having this is the weekly time frame. We have been having this current area. This is the monthly resistance, monthly support here. And so far, the last week, we have broken the monthly support. So this is the current area. We have a weekly lower high, weekly lower high. We have lower lows. Are we creating new lower lows? Could this market give this pressure from this current area, give us pressure to create new lower lows? Remember, for this trade, whatever we have been looking at, I've been watching this trade in this manner. We have been having this as the weekly higher low, higher high, and all that will be happening here is a range, weekly lower high, and all the time has been forming lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So looking at this current chart, we could create new lower lows. Could this market come all the way down here to this current point? Let's see. We are hopefully looking forward to see that. But now, when you look at it on the daily time frame, this is the previous weekly resistance, weekly support. At this current area, you can see now this is a huge bearish move that is coming to happen here. And all that I'm watching here is we have this current area that I've been talking about. We have the 50%, 61.8, and again the 17.6, which again is the liquidity point. I've already marked my levels, and now I'll just let the market flow and move as we expect. Looking forward to see play out quite well. So we have this current area as the the previous daily resistance. This is the Friday high. And again, when I look at it in the lower time frame, I can see a huge major point of imbalance here. So could this market probably tomorrow, being a Monday, it's quite slow. High chances I'm looking forward to see if this market could give us that slight pullback, because again, the NFP is likely to again distribute, or again, because we usually have the accumulation, manipulation, then again the distribution. So at this current point, the market may come to this current area, point of imbalance, again to retest in this current area, this lower low, which had been previously broken. Come retest, create a good lower high for a lower high, and again continue being bearish, because this market we are looking at it coming to fix these. You can see this is a huge gap that is here, 61.8, and even a break below the 61.8. We'll be looking forward to see this market melt down all the way down here. So that's all we can understand, or that's what I'm looking forward to see on the dollar index, and we'll be now following it up each and every single day. And we will check a different chart. This is now the dollar index basket. You can see this is a previous Friday high, Friday low. You can see we have some major point of imbalance here. What is it? We had previously this major point of imbalance, which was retested earlier. And yeah, we have this. Sorry, we have this one. It was retested. This we had analyzed this on Friday, and was it Friday or Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. The market just came as we expected. And at this current area, could this market just retest probably around these current levels and then again continue being bearish? Remember, we are also anticipating to see, we are just trading with levels. If this market could break even below these lower lows, then well and good. We're looking at it coming all the way to these extension levels. So we look at this different chart, a different chart just for clarity. Monthly support, monthly resistance. You can see this is an institutional point or an institutional level. The price of 100, the price of 100 is an institutional point. It was heavily rejected, and now for this, the market could melt down all the way to this current area. Look at this. When you look at it on the weekly time frame, this chart, we have been having this week. This is what I've been talking about. Weekly, this is the lowest point. Higher high, these have been higher low. The market has been ranging here. We created some new lower highs here, and the market has been melting down, breaking below this major higher low that was been here. And all that we can see here is a weekly lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. This is a major point. The market has been ranging here, and these are lower high. Looking forward to see it create new lower lows. Now, the lower lows that probably you're asking yourself, which are those lower lows? Where could they be created? So we have a chance of seeing this market coming all the way to this current point. You can see we are not trading. We've rejected this 61.8, and I'm looking at this market. Could it come, reject, and come all the way to this price of 94 or even 95? And that's why when you look at it on the lower time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, I've talked about this and I've said I'm anticipating to see this market. Could it come to this major point of imbalance, which again coincides slightly below the monthly support, retest that current area, probably come just retest that current level, then again give us some momentum of seeing this market heavily bearish. So that could happen either on Tuesday, where we have those high volatility news, and again on, is it on Thursday that we have seen you have the CPI? Yeah, we could be anticipating to see that madness in the market. So when we anticipate, yeah, on Thursday, that's when you have the CPI. So Tuesday and Thursday, that's when you could be anticipating to see that craziness in the market, and those are good days to trade or again position yourselves. You could position yourself earlier. So now let's get down to the technical and some of all these other major pairs. And again, I'll take you through AUD USD, New Zealand USD, Euro AUD, Euro New Zealand, Gold, Euro GBP, GBP USD, USD. So I'm not trading all pairs, but those are the major pairs that I'm anticipating to see high volatility happening in the market. So let's get down to the weekly time frame. And on this current market, you can see we slightly rejected this current 78.6. It's not quite a good position. Again, here we had a descending channel. Whenever I see a descending channel, the next move is always a heavy bullish move. And that's why we traded this current point. We were looking for to see this market break even above this current area, because all that we have been having here is higher low. These are all them higher low, higher high, higher low, higher highs, new higher lows created. We are looking forward to see new higher highs being created coming all the way to this current point. And if we just extend this current point, this current area, so if we extend this current point, if we extend this current point, you can see wherever it coincides. Come in there, and again, if we just extend these, so this is just an extension level, and the reason why it just drew it there, we had this current level. If you look at it on the lower time, weekly resistance, weekly support, this is 17.6. That's why we are getting to some slight rejection. But what we have in the daily trade frame, we have these as the higher low, higher high, higher high, higher low, higher high, which can be seen in the substructures that the market here. Okay, for now, for the Asian high and Asian low, forget about them, because again, they'll be created probably on Monday or Tuesday, and you'll be seeing those levels creating themselves. So at this point, we have the weekly support here and the weekly resistance. So if I look at it on the lower time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, this current area, we have a major point. This was a huge point of imbalance. You can see here, the market has been rejecting this current area. The market has been rejecting this current area. You can see, so these are higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. We are anticipating to see if this market could continue supporting at this current area. If that doesn't happen, then most likely it will be trading in between this current this week that is currently here, waiting for the market to see if this market could give us some rejection to this current point, then again gain momentum from this current area and continue being bullish. So you'll be having a good number of pips if you have the price being coming to a discounted price level. Slightly at this current area, the 0.66, in between these 0.663, and then again, you can be looking forward to see it continue heavily bullish, coming break to this current, break above even this current level, this current high, and coming to these extension levels that we are looking at here. These are the extension levels that I'm looking forward to see this market come to. So be patient with this, not unless the market breaks below this, then that will have invalidated our pattern or again our move on what we are looking at. So this is a descending channel if you look at it, and this descending channel, as I've said, whenever we have a descending channel, the next move is always a bullish move. And whenever you have an ascending, whenever you have an ascending channel, then the move is always bearish. So at this current point, be patient and let the market do its thing. So next pair of discussion is New Zealand USD. New Zealand USD moves in direction with AUD USD, and they trade the same session. And for this, if you look at it, I've been having this trade, and yeah, it has already hit some take profits. And for this trade, if you look at it, we have traded in between this channel. You can see this channel. This is a channel that is being created. So forget about that. Now you have these major lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So could this market come retest this bounce on this current area, or this current wall, or again this major points of resistance? Now forget about even those resistance points. Let's first carry out these and these. Now, this is the previous weekly resistance, weekly support there. And again, we have the daily time frame. Now, on the daily time frame, we can get to see we have a major higher low. Last week, I had my trade from this current point in respect to that current area, and it didn't break below that major level. You can see it has been bouncing since, I guess, Thursday, Friday. Again, this was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then again, yeah, Wednesday, we had that huge pump. Thursday, the markets came slowed down, and again on Friday, you can see it didn't break even below that's the low. So what are you looking at in this market? So when I look at it in the substructures of the 4-hour time frame, we have this major area, high, low, high, high. You're looking at this current point to be respected. Or again, if the market doesn't respect the current area, slightly we could just retest slightly at this current point. And then again, we are looking forward to see new higher highs being created. And for these higher highs to be created, we are looking at it coming to the strong point 8. And remember, we started with the journey for this trade all the way from this current point. For this area, we had it from this current level, which was a major higher low, weekly higher low here, and this was a 17.6. Now, this current point, whenever I see my 17.6 is touched, I always let the market flow to that 8.2 price level. Fibonacci level, sorry. I always let the market flow to the 8.2 Fibonacci level. Now, the pattern already that had been created here, we had a huge sell-off when you look at it in the lower time frame. So let's get rid of this. Let's make our charts as clean as possible. So when you look at this chart in this manner, we have this as the major resistance, as a daily lower high, and again lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Now this is the last point that the market touched. This is the lowest point that the market touched. So it's trying to retrace. Now these are the 50% strong point, 17.6. It's now that 8.2 that I've talked about. Here we have a huge point of imbalance. I don't want to keep on drawing it, but we can see already the market has broken our 50%. So where we head into, I'm looking at the market, looking forward to see it come to this major point. This is a major lower high, or again a major slight resistance, and I'm looking forward to see it even break above it. Might have already my previously I had my entries at this current level, and I've been holding this trade. It came all the way, touched my take profit at the 0.5824, and we are looking forward to see now my next take profit being touched, which is currently at this current area level of the 0.5875. That's current area. We could even break above and come to this 17.6, which is a liquidity point. You can see this huge major point of imbalance. We could retest that current area. If you also check on a, what do you call it? If you also check on a clean chart, you can see those levels. Sorry. If you check this market on a clean chart, oh no. On a clean chart, look at this market. You have this huge point of imbalance. I don't know why I've drawn this here, but this current area is being broken. We are looking at it coming all the way here, and this is a huge point. So if I lower it to the 4 time frame, let's see. Yeah, we have this huge point of imbalance currently here. So you have a chance of seeing this market flowing all the way to this current area and coincides the major point that we have talked about. Which is currently here, but in between these, I'd like to also just try extend it in between these. So you have a chance of seeing this market land in between these current levels. So let's be patient with these trades, and again, we'll see it flow. So next pair of this current that I want to talk about is the euro out. Now, euro out moves direct opposite of AUD/USD, and for this trade, now we have created a weekly resistance. If you look at it on the weekly time frame, what does it look bullish? That says much, but again, this is the lower high, lower low. Again, we have created new lower lows. This is the weekly resistance, weekly support. Now, we tried rejecting this 1.75, an institution point, which again is 500 pips away from 1.8 and 1.7. Now, I always trade in like a 500 people, and for this trade, could we get to see the market if it breaks below the 1.75? Could this market flow all the way down here? But this is now based on the weekly time frame. But before that, the market, that's why you get to see many people calling it manipulation, but it's not always manipulation. It's just because this is where the buyers and sellers are trading in, or their position themselves. We have many people have put the buy limits, their orders there, and again, the market gets triggered at those current levels. So now what are we looking at? We are having these as the weekly resistance, weekly support. And as I've said, we euro out and euro out USD most direct opposite. We are looking forward to see these major pairs. That's the AUD/USD being bullish. So what are we looking at on the euro out? I'm anticipating to see this market heavily bearish. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this, we have this current area as a major higher low. And again, we did create some highs here. And for these highs, if we check this current area, this current level. These are the highs, and you can see we have 17.6 here. We are trying to reject this current level. Again, we rejected. We are trying to come to this 17.6. If the market even breaks below the 17.6, well and good. I'll be looking forward to see it come, as I've said, to this current area, 100% and below, and even come here. Could it happen? Then well and good. It will be crazy. It will be crazy. Euro is quite volatile. Again, the pip count is maybe quite slow, but again, it's always a good pair for you, for anyone who's trading it, trading the, what do you call it? Uh, with the trend as it flows. So, because all that we can see here is this as a daily lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. We are looking at this current area. It's where we are retesting, which again, it's the monthly support. We are retesting that current level, and I'm looking forward to see when I look at it in the substructures. We have this a daily resistance, and again the Friday high, the Friday low here. Now, all that I'm looking at in this market, you can see that huge rejection. So at this current area, we have the 4 lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Looking forward to see new lower lows being created. And if we create new lower lows, then I'll be looking forward to see these new lower lows be created all to this current area, the 1.74. You can see it coincides 100 pips away from the institutional point. As I've said, 100 pips above and below the institutional levels, that's where we get to see crazy manipulations in this market. And okay, I do already have some trades. And remember, I was at this trade, I wasn't expecting to see this market probably reject this from this current point. And that's why I didn't even jump on any trade on Friday. I don't trade on Fridays. The market tends to just heavily pull back. So yeah, for this, let's see how Monday will close. Then again, Tuesday will open opportunities, and we'll be jumping on those crazy opportunities for the flow, for the continuation. Now, next pair of discussion is Euro New Zealand. Euro New Zealand moves same direction with Euro out, and it trades direct opposite of New Zealand USD. Now, for this trade, remember we have been looking at this market coming all the way. We have been having all these higher low. Sorry for the weekly time frame. We've been having this market as a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Came created some new highs here, and now we have been having this rejection several from since I guess November. Yeah, since November. Heavy rejections. Now the market slightly broke the monthly support here. This is the monthly resistance. And again, now we have these current areas, the weekly resistance, weekly support. And if I look at it on the lower time frame, the daily time frame, we have this major area. This was a major point of imbalance. You can see it was heavily rejected. And this is a Friday high, this is a Friday low. And I'm looking forward to this market. If it could break below this current area, come all the way to this current level. Because we have been trading this trade from this current higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And if I start my journey all the way from this current level to this current high, you can see this was is 38.2. And I'm looking forward to see this market come to the 78.6. It will also bounce back to our major level, which again is our trend line, which we are looking at. And people could talk about, they keep on ranting, oh, if you trade trend lines, you don't make money. It's up to you. It all depends on how you trade. It all depends on what you are looking at in the market. You can see this major area. We also have many people call it fair value gaps, and it coincides with those fair value gaps. So who cares? As long as you make money, the rest forget about it. So these are huge point of imbalance. And when you look at it now on the 4-hour time frame, you can see these are 4-hour lower high, lower low, lower high. We're looking forward to see a new 4-hour lower high. Probably how Monday will close will determine it much. Because again, I'm looking forward to see this market continue breaking below this current area, the monthly support, and even break the below the weekly support here. We also have an interior trend line, which is currently here. Could it this market break below this current interior trend line and again flow all the way to this 78.6, that would be a good bunch of number of pips. Crazily good number of pips. Looking at it, God damn, that's closer to 350 or even 400 pips. So let's be patient. Be patient, or even the market could bounce back from here. You never know, or what will be happening in this NFP and all this. So, but we are looking steadily to see this market flow heavily on that major momentum of a bearish move. So if I look at this, if I look at my weeklies, yeah, the market could even come all the way to this. You never know what will be happening, but position yourself again on major levels. Now we'll also be getting good entries on the each and every single day because I do my daily technical analysis. So forget about that. And now let's get down to gold. I know many people are trading gold. Now, if you remember on Friday when I was analyzing gold, I talked about this level and I said, man, gold is trying to break 78.6. I don't want to trade it if it hasn't given me a good pullback. And now for this current trade, we have the weekly support, weekly resistance. This trade flowed closer to 300, 1,000 pips plus. God damn. 1,300 pips. No, 1,400 pips. Sheesh. 1,400, 1,500 pips. That's insane. So for gold, this is a weekly support, weekly resistance, which is currently here. And again, if you look, now let's get onto the weekly time frame. You look at it on the weekly time frame, you have these weekly resistance, weekly support. This is the all-time high, and we're looking forward to see new all-time highs being created probably at the 4,521. The reason why, let's get down to the major levels. Now on the daily time frame, you can see this the Friday low, the Friday high, and here we have a huge major point of imbalance. Now, when I see a huge major point of imbalance and the market has already pulled back to this current area, and you remember we have the CPI and again the NFP. I would like to get rid of this current area. This was a 17.6. The reason why I'm talking about this 17.6, it's always my level to see liquidity whereby it's getting rejected. Yeah, we're having huge liquidity. The market getting rejected at those major points. And you can see we have the 17.6, close below the 17.6. Slightly now, if you look at it, the extension levels comes at these current areas. So we'll be trading, since we are looking at the dollar to behave bearish, and definitely gold move direct opposite of the dollar because the dollar is weakening. And now when we look at it in the substructures of the 4-hour time frame, now on this market, this being the weekly resistance and the weekly support. This is the monthly support here. This is the monthly support. No, the monthly resistance here. The monthly November high. Now, if you look at this chart here, this is the huge level of imbalance. Huge level of imbalance. So, could this market give us a chance of trading in between? You remember, gold is insane. It's just mad. Gold could even come to this current point, 4,250. Come to this major point of imbalance. You can see we have watched it on the daily time frame. Get a gold rejection from that current area. Then I'll be trading it, looking forward to see swinging around with it all the way to this current area. How many number of pips? You can even hold this trade. That's close to 1,000, 1,300 and damn, what am I even talking about? Let's see. Let's get rid of this. To this current area 500 and again, yeah, 1,300 pips. It's insane. Yeah, that's insane. So looking at it in this manner, we could also break and come to the all-time high that we are now looking forward to see this market coming to the extension level. That would be closer to 3,200 pips. That would be a good killer. A good, massive killer. Closing your ear well. Closing your ear in style. So let's get down to this, and you have this interior trend line, it's kind of here. And if I would like also to explain or expound this on gold, because probably my chart looks dirty depending on how you view them. Look at this on a clean chart. We have been watching this market breaking above this current area. Sorry, so let's get rid of these. It's major levels. So get rid of these. So this is a huge point of imbalance that we had here. You can see this was a huge point of imbalance. The market has been supporting well there. And now we have another, you can see this huge point of imbalance. The market has been supporting well there. And now we broke above this major resistance. And now we have this point of imbalance. So now this point of imbalance, the market I'm looking for to see it bounce, probably bounce to this current area, get rejected, and now come create new higher highs at this current area, all-time high, probably even break above this current level. So that's insane. That's insane. I would like to see that, and that would be a good move if we just jump on it and capture it well. So last but not least, we have Euro GBP. Euro GBP, I know it's quite slow, but yeah, it's a good trade, depending on how you trading it. So for this trade now, this is the monthly resistance, monthly support. When I look at it on the weekly time frame, this is the weekly resistance, weekly support, weekly support here. And for this trade now the market tried breaking below this 61.8. And we have all these current areas as a higher low, higher high. And I'm looking forward to see this market if it will come to this 17.6. This market come to this 17.6, which is a major point or a major interesting point. The 38.2 you can see here. These are the 38.2, which is a gold level. I'm looking forward to see, you can see the market bounce back all the way. I'm looking forward to see continue getting rejected, not even break above the weekly resistance, probably just liquidate that current area. And when I look at in the lower time frame, this is the Friday low. which coincides with the 50% Fibonacci level 61.8, and again you have our 17.6 down here. So if I look at this current area, this is a major low, this is a Friday low, and we have been this was a huge major point of imbalance. And when I watch this trade, because again, what we are looking at is continuation of the sell, and we have this lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, looking forward to seeing new lower lows. If this market could break even below this current area, this current level, that would be a good move. That's what I'll be watching. That's all that I'm watching on this trade. We have a good bunch of pips. You can jump on this trade. I remember last time I jumped from this trade all the way from here, close my trades here. Probably that's closer to 50 pips. It may seem small, but you're risking heavily and you're risking small because the stop loss is just slightly above this current area. And again, for this trade, looking at it, we could come all the way. That's closer to 100 pips. Yeah, so be patient with these and we'll get to see these moves happening. So that's all on Euro GBP. And again, as my analysis, again, we have GBP USD. Now for this trade, I remember, what are we looking at here? Why did I draw this? Oh, if I look at this trade, this manner. Now for this trade, we have this major point, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Could we come and get a new lower high here? And at this current point, and the reason why I'm talking about this, we had a huge rejection for these major levels, monthly support, monthly resistance. We broke above the monthly resistance. And when you look at this monthly resistance, where we broke, it was last week, whereby the market trade, last week, but one, whereby the market trade breaking above this current area. And let's get rid of this. And whereby the market trade breaking above this current area, we broke above this weekly resistance, but again, rejected it. Came all the way to the 50%. But now we are trading from this current weekly lower high, and this is the weekly lower low. If I look at my extension level, my levels, this is a 50%, 61.8, 17.6 Fib levels. So let's get rid of these my Fibonacci levels. So let's get down to the substructures of the daily and then again the 4 and see what is happening on the lower time frames. So you can see now the patterns have changed. Higher low, higher high, higher low. Higher highs are being created slightly above the weekly the 50% Fibonacci level. And at this current point, we have this the Friday low. And this being the Friday low now, what am I looking at? Probably on Monday, we could get the market trying to come reject that current area. And again, retest that month, the Friday low, then again get rejected and now create new higher highs, new higher highs above even this 1.8 and even come to this 1.35. Now for this trade, I'm looking at it even coming to this current 1.3, 1.36. So how many number of pips is it from the current low? That's close to 200 pips. So if you look at it on the low substructure of the 4-hour time frame, you can see this level. Again, this was happening on Friday, whereby the market came all the way, tried rejecting this current area. We have a major point of imbalance here, and we broke above this current area. This was a higher high, higher low. You have created new higher highs. So you're looking forward to see this market create new higher lows, higher low, higher high. Looking forward to see it. It will be stubborn, I know, on Monday. Then again, probably on Tuesday, you could see the flow happening, continue flowing up, and again, we could create new higher highs to this current area. This, as I've talked about, is 61.8 and create new high highs are even above the 1.35. So even though I take these Fibonacci levels, you can see we are trying to come to the 1.35. So I'm watching this trade keenly, waiting for it. I also have some trades here, and I'm just patiently waiting to see how the market is reacting, because my stop loss is just like here. I had my entries all the way from the 1.3 to 1.330 because and again, my stop loss was just like here, that closely to 40 pips. But now I'm at break even and I'm waiting, or I could just let it because you never know how the market may react. Come liquidate you, then continue to heavy bullish without you. So forget about that. But for this trade, it's good to give me some good pip counts or some good number of pips. So now last pair of discussion is US30. Now for the US30, remember, we've been talking about this trade coming to the all-time high, creating new all-time highs at this current area. That's the price of 50,340 or 48,400. And it came to the 48,490. Now on this trade, if you look at it in the weekly time frame, higher low, higher high, higher low, weekly higher low, higher high. Now could we come to this current area, to these extension levels? Now let's get down to the substructures of the daily time frame. Now we have a new high, new low. Sorry, we have a new. Have we marked our major levels on the weekly time frame? No. So we have the new weekly higher low. There you go. I remember I jumped to my trade to see this current point. I was quite, that was quite a good entry. So, and again, this is a weekly high. So in between these, this is a major level. This is the level that has been broken, the previous weekly resistance. So let's get rid of these. Let's just put it there, and it could retest there. So let's get down to the substructures of the daily time frame. What is happening now? What is happening? What happened on Friday? So for this trade, mhm. Now for this trade, we are looking at it coming all the way to this point. We have the monthly support. Sorry, the previous weekly, the Friday low. Sorry, and again that current area coincides with the major point, weekly high. Sorry, monthly resistance. And all that I can see here, or that we are trying to trade is we have a major point of imbalance here that I can see. This is a major point of imbalance that we can see here. There you go. This is a major point of imbalance. And all that this market could do is come in, try and respect this current area, get rejected, or even come retest this current level. Remember, this is the previous, that last week, but found weekly resistance. Come retest it because, again, that's the level that was broken. Then again, continue pumping higher, or again, creating new higher highs and creating new all-time highs, coming to this current area, 49,000 or even 49,520. And we are even talking about it coming to the 50,350. So it depends on whether you're a day trader or even a swing trader. You could be patient with this trade, but it has a good number of pips that are coming in. So this is the huge point of imbalance that you can see here. This was another point. You can see the way we had the turnaround, and just be patient, coming, waiting to see it here. That would be good. Then waiting for it to bounce out. So that would be great. So guys, that's all. Again, I'll be updating you in each and every single day on the daily technical analysis. So in case you have any question, hit me up. And again, I'll be ready to answer you. Again, remember, all this analysis that I'm doing, you may be asking yourself, why am I doing it for free? I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for myself. I'm just sharing it because I find it quite interesting preparing the charts. I'm preparing myself for the market on a weekly time frame. On a weekly perspective. Then again, whatever I'm doing, I'm just sharing it because I cannot do this. If I'm doing it just for my for money for you, then I'll be charging quite crazy. But at the moment, enjoy, because one day probably I'll disappear. You'll never know. I'll never be here each and every single time. So enjoy. If the analysis makes sense to you, then trade well and good. Trade if it coincides with what you know. Yeah. So that's all, guys. Enjoy your week as you trade. We have a great week that is coming up. And before even the Christmas comes up, let's make money. So that's all. Again, for this week, weekly technical analysis for the 15th till the 19th of December. And again, it's adios from me. Bye bye.